So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. Released by Square Enix in 2005 for the- Wait, what do you mean there was a spin-off game? With cards? No, I'm not playing that. No, get that away from me. Stand back. I'm warning you! Whatever. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories was released by Square Enix in 2004 for the Game Boy Advance. Being a sequel to the legendary Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories built upon its predecessor by introducing a new combat system and a new story. But unfortunately, a lot of fans weren't able to play this game, with Square Enix banning the Which Game system to put this game on wheel, terrible name I know, and it picking the Game Boy Advance. Most either did not have access to the system or wrote it off as a simple spin-off game. On top of that, those who did get their hands on Chain of Memories did not enjoy the direction it took in its gameplay department, which I don't get why. I mean, the card system introduced added more strategy and thought needed for combat. There is no gummy ship. Being able to choose the types of rooms you entered added more freedom to the experience. There is no gummy ship. The different playstyles between Sora and Riku shook up the gameplay. There is no gummy ship. It's got the whole package, you know? Jokes aside, the combat really wasn't that great, and it was understandable that many were upset with the changes. But even with these downsides, it did not stop Chain of Memories from selling 1.5 million copies and receiving a remake years later. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories tells the story of Sora as he explores a mysterious castle oblivion in order to regain his memories. And on your way, you'll encounter life, confusion, repainting Kairi, losing your memories. Wait, what was I talking about again? Saying darkness like 50 times. It's getting old, Ansem! The power of friendship. Nice drawings courtesy of Nominee. Oh god, cut the feed! Sniffing anything with a pulse. Your annoying science teacher who won't shut up. Rated E for fire. And so much more. So, grab your popcorn and get comfy because this is the story of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So the game opens up immediately after the events of the first game with our protagonist Sora, a young, spiky hair kid whose voice somehow got really deep within the span of like 5 minutes.
Baba Booey.
He and his friends Donald and Goofy are in search of the king when, who the fuck are you? The cloaked man informs Sora that something important lies ahead. However, in order to claim it, he must lose something precious to him, whatever that means, I guess. They venture onward and come across the mysterious castle Oblivion, where they believe that their friends reside. Once inside, the mysterious figure closes the door behind them, to which Donald retaliates by firing a warning shot. However, come to realize he is unable to cast anything. Well, I mean, he wasn't doing shit before, so I guess nothing has changed. The cloaked man begins to speak, but in a really ominous way, and it's really hard to understand what he's actually saying. Alright, you know what? Shoot, get out of here, leave. I'm explaining what's happening now. Okay, so basically the cloaked figure tells Sora that the people who he is looking for wait inside the castle. He then samples Sora's memories and turns them into cards. And in order for Sora to find his friends, he must use these cards to go back to the worlds he visited in the previous game. Well, all of them except for Deep Jungle due to some very unfortunate events that took place in the first video. So they enter the door and fuck, not you again. The figure shows up again and spews some more mumbo jumbo and makes you do a tutorial. I'll have you know I am a highly skilled gamer and I don't need a tutorial. Thank you very much. He also makes Donald and Goofy disappear. Please marry me. So after all that's done, Donald and Goofy reappear, fucking kill me, and then head inside the town where they reunite with Leon and Yuffie. Leon is unable to remember his time with Sora, while Yuffie still can. So how does Leon respond to this situation? You guessed it, another tutorial. Okay, how about I just... Well, I think our work here is done now. So the events that take place in each of these worlds are roughly similar to one another. The story goes, oh hey there, I don't know you. I think I lost my memories. Oh look, I found it. Now we're besties again. These worlds mostly serve as filler for the story and also to trigger flashbacks to Kingdom Hearts that I buried deep down because it keeps me up at night. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. But anyway, the trio makes their way up the castle and where do you keep coming from? They begin to talk and suddenly another man appears by the name of Axel. Axel is a tall, handsome, red-haired man who makes sure that you have everything memorized or else he brings out the gun. The figure tosses Axel a card, telling him to test Sora before disappearing. Axel and Sora begin the fight, and after the battle, Axel proclaims that Sora is ready to take on the rest of Castle Oblivion. Before leaving, he warns Sora that when his sleeping memories awaken, he may no longer be who he is now. Moving up the castle, Axel's words begin to worry Jiminy, especially after the trio is unable to remember their time in Hollow Bastion. They attempt to consult Jiminy's journal, however they come to find that it's empty. Meanwhile, Axel meets up with his fellow member Larxene, who questions Axel's interest in the Keyblade wielder. Axel tells her about the time Sora lost his heart, but managed to hold on to his feelings, forcing Axel to become interested in Sora's strength of heart. As the trio begin to lose more of their memories, Sora pulls out Kairi's good luck charm and reminisces about his past journey. He then sees a vision of the charm's owner, but also one of another girl, who Sora can't seem to remember. It's okay, Sora. I mean, who even is this girl? I've never seen her before. Mandatory Kairi joke aside, as Sora moves up the castle, he begins to remember more about the girl. He recalls that she lived on the island with him, but one day she moved away and he never saw her again. Hoping that more answers lie deeper in the castle, the trio pushes forward. Meanwhile, Axel and Larxene discuss their plan to overthrow the organization by using the power of the Keyblade wielder. Larxene leaves to find Sora, saying that she wants to have a little fun. Oh, that's nice. I like having fun. Oh wait, this is not fun. This is not fun! Ah! So yeah, Sora eventually meets up with Larxene and she asks how he's enjoying the castle. It's pretty good. The room designs can get a little bit repetitive, but still very nice.
You're such an idiot.
Oh, okay, well my feelings are hurt now. Larxene kicks Sora, forcing him to drop a charm he's never seen before. Larxene says that the charm was given to him by the mysterious girl, revealing that her name is Naminé. She attempts to break the charm, but Sora snatches it back, forcing them into a fight. And after the fight, she tosses Sora a card and disappears. Back at the base, Axel criticizes her for losing to Sora. Their attention is turned to another member named Vexen, who wants to carry out an experiment on the Keyblade wielder. After an argument over what to do with Sora, Axel hands Vexen a card that will help aid his experiment. Moving up the castle, Sora runs into an old friend who claims that everyone has forgotten about him. What? I could never forget about my best friend. Noctis? No. Ansem? No, that's not it either. Riki? Oh wait, no, it's Riku. That's weird, you look different from before, Riku. Have you been working out? Oh wait, yes you have, Ah! Riku tells Sora that he'll protect Naminé and that Sora should just go home. Sora refuses, prompting them to fight, and after the battle, Riku runs away while Sora chases after him. They question what has gotten into Riku, believing that Ansem may still have control over him. They eventually run into Riku again, who continues to plead for them to go home and tells them that Kairi is waiting for them. Kairi? I think this castle's starting to affect me now, because who the fuck is Kairi? Riku says that in this castle, you remember the important things to you and forget the useless stuff. Oh, so that's probably why I don't remember who Kairi is. Oh well, after another fight and running away again, Sora questions why he's fighting Riku if they both want the same thing. Wow, Sora, I've been questioning that since the first game, but you know what? Nobody's been answering that! Losing hope, Donald tells Sora that they can't give up on saving Riku, and they continue forward. Back at their base, Larxene begins to question if Vexen's plan is working when— I swear to God, leave me alone! The hooded figure named Marluxia says that Vexen's project was a failure. Wow, great observation, but we kinda already knew that, thank you very much. Vexen promises to Marluxia that his plan will work before disappearing. Meanwhile, Jiminy questions whether or not the group should turn back now. I don't see why. This game has killed enough of my brain cells, so why not kill more while we're at it? Vexen then appears, telling Sora that he has come to collect his debt for helping him reunite with Riku. Debt? You should be paying me. That kid tried to kill me. Sora realizes that Vexen has been the one controlling Riku, which causes them to fight. After the fight, Vexen says that he has delved deeper into Sora's memory. There he found a card of a mysterious town that he claims is from the other side of Sora's heart. While this is happening, Marluxia claims that Vexen has committed a treasonous act by attempting to kill Sora and tells Axel to eliminate him. Using the card, the trio enters Twilight Town, a place that none of them can recall visiting. Upon exploring, they come across a mysterious mansion when Sora begins to have a strange feeling that he's been here before. Suddenly, Vexen appears and Sora fights him in hopes that will save Riku and Naminé. After the fight, Vexen reveals that if Sora continues to search for Naminé, he will fall into darkness and become a puppet for Marluxia. Axel then appears and prevents Vexen from saying too much by setting him on fire. Axel then heads back and is praised by Larxene, saying that it will be easy to take over the organization while using Naminé in the process. Moving up the castle, they run into Riku again when they find out that he and Sora share the same memory of a promise with Naminé. This prompts yet another fight. You think this kid would learn a lesson, but I guess not! And after the fight, Riku drops a similar charm that Naminé gave to Sora, which later turns into a card for Destiny Island. Sora's friends begin to question whether his memories are real or not, causing Sora to become frustrated and charge ahead. Wait, It was that easy to ditch Donald and Goofy? You could have done this all this time and you chose not to? Are you kidding me? You know what, whatever. Axel tells Naminé that she is the only one who can stop Marluxia's plan, to which she responds that it's already too late. Axel then points out that no one is here to stop her if she tries to leave. Naminé, I think he's trying to tell you to leave. Hello? Are you listening? Hello? But yeah, Sora enters Destiny Island where he's greeted by his friends who all seem to have memories of Naminé. Suddenly, the islands begin to be torn up, and this is when Sora encounters a fake version of Naminé. Sora's reunion with her is halted when the real Naminé appears, telling him that she doesn't actually exist and the memories he had of her were not real. Naminé tells Sora to remember who is most important to him, and as he does this, Naminé's charm turns into a wayfinder. Wait, wasn't I supposed to give this back to someone? It's probably not that important. Sora encounters Naminé later on and he realizes that she was not the one special to him, however he can't seem to remember who is. Riku walks into the room and he challenges Sora to yet another fight. Naminé pleads for Riku to stop and in doing so renders him unconscious. Sora rushes to Riku and oh god, Larxene, no! Anyway, Larxene reveals that Naminé has been using her powers to rearrange and create new memories for Sora in order to turn him into Marluxia's puppet. Larxene kicks Naminé, and when Sora is upset by this, she questions why. Sora says that although the memories were fake, the promise he made to her is real to him, and after Larxene is defeated in another fight, she begins to fade away. Ha, loser! Naminé confirms everything Larxene said and tells Sora that she can make things right, but they have to go to the 13th floor where Marluxia waits. Sora heads up while telling Naminé to look after Riku, who's just having a grand old time right now. But yeah, Axel reveals that he was working as a double agent for the organization, and after learning of Marluxia's plan to overthrow it, Axel must destroy him. During their fight, Marluxia summons Naminé as a shield, to which Axel says that he'll hurt Naminé to get to him. This is when Sora chooses the most inconvenient time to walk in and hears this conversation. This is kinda awkward, not gonna lie. Axel is hesitant to fight Sora, but feels as though he can't dishonor the organization. After the fight, Axel disappears and Marluxia tells him that he plans to erase Sora's memories in order to make the Keyblade power his. Marluxia orders Naminé to erase his memories, and after refusing, the replica of Riku comes to their rescue. Oh wow, thank you for saving me after you tried to kill me like 9 times! You're such a great friend! They proceed to fight Marluxia, and after the fight, Sora uses the Keyblade to lock him behind the door. Naminé tells him that she can put their memories back and that they were never really gone, but the chains that connected them were broken. This revelation short-circuits Riku's brain and he just kinda leaves. I honestly forgot you were still here, but bye, I guess. She tells him that it'll take some time to do this and that they won't retain any memories of this castle. Naminé then gives Sora a choice. He can keep his memories here or reclaim his old memories, or he can have what's behind current number 2, which is, not again! Sora chooses to reclaim his old memories and Naminé understands, leading him to a pod. Before stepping in, Jiminy writes thank Naminé inside his journal so that they will remember her. The story ends with the memories of all of Sora's friends beginning to come back to him while the memories of Naminé vanish. Naminé then tells him that one day the light will be theirs and it will lead them back to each other. And that's the story of Kingdom Hearts. Oh, for fuck! So yeah, you all thought we were done, but nope, because Reverse Rebirth is a thing. This time we view the story from Riku's perspective, which means more painful combat and just more pain in general. So, let's go! So the second part of the game opens up with Riku, still adrift in the realm of darkness when he wakes up to a voice telling him to embrace the darkness. Riku refuses and a burst of light reveals a card that the voice says will reveal the truth at a cost of great pain. Making his way inside the castle, the voice reveals himself to be, oh fuck, not you again!
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Well, apparently it's 0 times because Ansem gives Riku a pretty bad beating. When hope seems to be lost, Riku hears the voice of Mickey telling him that the light has not given up on him. Riku challenges Ansem again, and after the fight, Ansem hands Riku a card, hoping that will cause him to come around. Meanwhile, 2 organization members, Lexius and Zexion, man, this group really loves their exes, huh? Picks up on the scent of a mysterious person entering the castle. Making his way up the castle, Riku begins to smell something funny. Oh, well, now that you mention it, I also kind of smell something. Oh, wait, Riku, oh, come on, that's disgusting! He begins to notice the darkness taking control when an illusion of King Mickey appears. He tells Riku that he must fight the darkness. Oh wow, thanks Mickey, I wasn't really getting the main conflict until you came along! Zexion realizes that the scent is Riku and that he was able to escape the realm of darkness due to a surge of dark power. Vexen also notes that Sora has just entered and that he is being meddled with, to which they seem uneasy about due to not being part of the organization's plan. Oh yeah, Vexen's also a part of this story for some reason. Yay! Riku later encounters Vexen, who tells him that the Ansem he has seen is not the same one he encountered in the first game, and that this is his nobody. He explains that nobodies are unique because they stay in the area between light and darkness. After a battle, Vexen says that Riku has provided him with useful data before disappearing. Heading up, Riku comes face to face with a replica of himself made from Vexen's data. They both clash, each of them claiming to be the real Riku. Which I don't understand, like why do y'all want to be built like twinks and controlled by a guy who doesn't shut up about darkness? Like that's really the person you're aiming to be? But yeah, the replica embraces the darkness, and after a fight, the replica calls Riku a coward before running away. You really can't make this shit up, alright. The replica returns to Vexen, who asks him to take care of Sora and that Vexen plans to make good use of him. Moving on, Riku demands that the replica show himself, but instead Ansem appears. Ansem says that the replica of Riku is a model of what he should be and that he should not fear the darkness. He then hands Riku more cards, knowing that eventually Riku will learn that he cannot escape the darkness. Meanwhile, Vexen offers his replica to Axel to help gain Sora's powers. They come up with a plan to use Naminé to remake the replica's heart, and when he tries to fight back, the replica is beaten by Larxene. After his heart is remade, Larxene applauds Naminé for her work. However, Naminé warns that Sora will never forget Kairi and that she is a shadow of her. Lexaeus and Zexion then receive word that Vexen had been eliminated. Oh no, not Vexen! Anyway, they continue to focus on obtaining Riku and his powers. Moving up, Lexaeus appears before Riku, who asks him to fully open his heart to the darkness. Riku refuses, and after finding that his skills are no match for him, Riku taps into the darkness Ansem gave him to defeat Lexaeus. Ansem attempts to sink Riku's heart further into darkness when he is stopped by King Mickey. Zexion later receives word that Lexaeus is dead, and asks Axel if he still has data of Riku's home. Proceeding forward, Zexion informs Riku that Sora had just beaten Marluxia. He offers to reunite the two, but warns that Sora represents the light that destroys the darkness that Riku possesses. He enters Destiny Island and all seems fine, nothing wrong here, until the islands begin to be torn up. Zexion reappears and tells him that he caused this by opening the door to darkness. Oh yeah, he kinda did do this. Riku, what were you thinking? You could've killed someone important. Riku then sees Sora, and after confronting him, Sora uses a powerful light that sends Riku to the realm of darkness. Wait, Sora, just a quick question before I sink into darkness. Yeah, where was this power in the first game? Do you know how many times I've died to Riku and you could have just done this? Alright, you know what? No, Riku, wake up. We're beating this child. So after beating this child in a rated E for everyone type of way, the Sora he saw turned out to be an illusion by Zexion. Riku had learned to not run away from the light or fear the darkness, and by using both, he defeats Zexion. Zexion retreats and finds Axel in the replica. Axel tells the replica that in order to be a real person, he needs the power of the real Riku. Zexion questions what Axel is doing before being beaten up by a child. Oh god, that's gonna leave a mark. Heading back up the castle, Ansem attempts to take control of Riku, but is again stopped by King Mickey. Mickey, this time in person, hands Riku a card for Twilight Town, telling him it's what led him to Castle Oblivion. Heading inside, Ansem appears, but this time Riku gives him a thorough sniffing before realizing it's not the true Ansem. The fake Ansem transforms into a man named Diz, who reveals that he was helping Riku face the darkness. He tells Riku that he must meet Naminé and forge a path for himself. Riku then approaches a mansion where he runs into the replica, who claims to be the real Riku.
Because I'm you. No, I'm me.
No, that's the real Riku, you imposters. They fight, and after the battle, the replica questions where his heart will go after he dies, and Riku responds by saying it will go to the same place as his will. Heading inside the mansion, he meets Naminé, who recounts the events that took place during Sora's adventure. She tells him that Ansem can re-emerge and take control of Riku, but Naminé informs him of her powers to lock his heart and prevent Ansem from doing this. However, by doing so, he will lose all of his memories. She then gives him a choice, to risk Ansem re-emerging or to lose all of his memories. Or he can No, we're not doing this again. Shut it down. Shut it down! Riku refuses Naminé's offer, telling her that he can fight Ansem on his own. Riku returns to Diz, who gives him an organization coat that will protect him from the darkness. Riku tells him that he will no longer run from the darkness before heading up to finish his business with Ansem. Heading up, Riku comes face to face with Ansem. He questions why Riku accepts the darkness but refuses him, to which Riku responds by saying it's because he can't stand his foul stench. Well, that sick burn single-handedly defeats Ansem, and before disappearing, he tells Riku that this is not the end as the shadow still lingers and one day he'll return. The story ends with Riku leaving Castle Oblivion with Mickey in order to train himself to walk the line between light and darkness. And that's the story of So while Chain of Memories fell flat in the gameplay department, with the addition of cards making the game slower and more frustrating, there's no denying that the story of Chain of Memories was an important step in setting the stage for future installments. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you have any more questions about the story of Chain of Memories or just life in general, please leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a beautiful day.